Live from the What Do You Mean Towers, it is episode 6 of the Awkward Encounters podcast, starring me,
Noah.
You're
supposed to say that they can't see it. There's not an image.
Starring your
it's
boy.
It's not like a sitcom where it says starring, and then it's like a bunch of montages of you like doing different wacky things from the episodes.
I'm just like posing like, yeah!
No, it's not
me.
like that. You have to say the name because they can only hear it.
Well, I think I was just
that?
addressing our constant listeners that know our voices by now, and so they just,
Do you mean like, you know who?
The Tracys.
Tracy
our fans are called
from
Tracys.
Montana.
Our Tracy. Have you kept up with our podcast? Do you know that?
No.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Fake fan.
One day, a guest will know.
Okay, well, yeah, it's episode 6 of the podcast.
I'm Jared, by the way.
I'm Noah.
He never introduced me. He's not very good at his introduction.
And we have a special guest once again today, our good friend Benny. Say hello.
Yo, what's up?
Yeah.
Nice.
Fun stuff awaits.
Oh, yeah.
We got an interesting episode today, something completely different than anything we've done. Does not involve music or gaming or film. We've covered all three of those things.
Those are 3 things, yeah.
This is our first left field topic we've done so far. And I'm ready.
You're ready?
I don't know what's coming, but I'm ready.
Should I do this lovely recap?
Yeah,
that I always mess up?
Yeah, before we get in there, Jared's going to do the recap of what we've done since the last podcast.
We released 1 episode of Halo.
Just one.
I
goofed on the keeping on top of those videos.
That's okay. I had to single-handedly make sure that he did it. Like a mom who has to make sure their son does their homework. And he still turned it in late. So,
why didn't you just do it?
I can't. I'm not savvy enough. Just like a mom. This is an accurate analogy.
Okay. That's fair.
So we did that. Then we streamed on Friday. What did we streamed? What did we stream?
Rocket League.
Right, Rocket League.
We streamed Rocket League, which was far better than Adventure Time Pirates of the Enchiridion.
Definitely
literally one of the worst games I've ever played.
I was not better at it than I would have been at Adventure Time Pirates of the Enchiridion.
That game was trash, but Rocket League was fun.
Rocket League was fun, and then we also streamed
yesterday. We streamed some
Saturday,
Apex Legends.
Apex, just for a little bit of time. Got a little toasty, but it was okay. It was fun. We had a good time. Thank you to everyone who came out to both of those
including Benny,
streams.
who was playing with us.
Yeah. Benny did guest star on our stream, so this is actually second appearance in the What Do You Mean Towers, that Benny has had.
For your sake, I hope it's not a regular.
Actually, you know what? You're the first guest to appear twice in What Do You Mean content.
That is true.
Wow.
This is monumental.
Does
this mean I can get my top fan badge now?
We don't decide who gets those.
We don't make the rules.
Yeah. You just need to be a better fan. That's
wow. You're such a good fan. You're in our podcast and stream, but you are not a top fan.
You're not a top fan still.
Okay. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
then we're doing this.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah, right now.
That's it.
We're gonna be streaming sometime this week, hopefully.
Friday.
I'm gonna be gone Friday.
Oh, okay.
So we got to figure that out.
Wow, live on air, fight between Noah and Jared. What do you mean? Tabloids.
Coming out. We'll have an episode or 2 of Halo out this week. Whatever I can get around to, I promise. So that's what's coming down.
Right.
But let's live in the right here and right now.
Live in the moment.
Let's live in the moment. So what's our topic today, Benny? What do you have for us?
Our topic is cryptids, but specifically I'm going to talk about Mothman, who is my favorite cryptid of all time and should also be yours.
Do you want to give a little bit of a synopsis on what
used car salesman
on what cryptids are?
You're gonna love Mothman.
You're gonna love Mothman.
I'll give it to you for $1,000. $800. I'll give you Mothman.
Okay, so what are cryptids? Can you school us real quick?
Sure. Cryptids are basically just creatures that may or may not exist that kind of pop up here and there.
Okay.
Like for example, Bigfoot is a cryptid.
That is one of the most famous.
Yes.
And the Yeti.
The Yeti, which is
also
basically
famous.
just cold Bigfoot.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Winterized Bigfoot. He grows a double coat like a golden retriever.
Okay, so, I mean, you're in control here. Let's hear about Mothman, and we'll just kind of...
We'll quip.
We'll quip, sure.
Wittily quip.
Yeah.
All right.
So what do you got for us?
So I'm going to take you guys back in time.
Okay.
To November 12th, 1966.
Oh, good year. Good year.
Yeah, wonderful
I remember
year.
that year.
Yeah.
Like it was yesterday.
Yeah.
MLK was still alive.
Rip.
Wow.
So we're like billions of people that have died since then.
Well, I'm just saying, is MLK died the following year. Or no, he died in 68.
2 years later.
Yeah. So
Okay.
MLK was still alive.
All right. To put that in context.
Good year. Yeah. It was a simpler time.
All right.
All right, so this is the first sighting of Mothman that has been recorded. There were 5 grave diggers in Clendenin, West Virginia, doing their jobs and digging a grave.
Just one grave?
Yeah. Just
Why did multiple people for one grave?
You know, they didn't have all this stuff back then.
Oh, they did it by hand.
I honestly don't know. I wasn't there. They didn't.
Oh, that does make sense, actually.
But they see a man-like figure flying over them before, like, dropping into the nearby tree line. And they're pretty shook about it.
Man-like as in, like, the size of a human? Like, that big?
Man-shaped, but bigger.
Man-shaped, but bigger?
Yeah.
Okay.
So a big man.
A very large man.
Are they sure it was not Michael Jordan dunking a basketball?
I can't confirm this.
Flying.
But
He
I'm
may not even
sure.
have been alive then, Michael Jordan.
Yeah, I know.
That,
Or he might have just been born. Yes.
Okay, continue.
So it was baby Michael Jordan.
Baby Michael Jordan.
Baby Michael Jordan was a big baby then, if that's the word.
Big boy.
I mean, he's like 6'6" now.
When you say
like...
big, like, what were we talking? 8 feet?
I'll get into that.
Oh,
wow! All right,
He pops up again.
Maybe we should just shut up.
Mothman does.
Yeah.
No, Michael
In this
Jordan.
story, believe it or not.
Okay.
So now we're gonna go to Mothman sighting 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Yes,
When is-
my favorite of boogaloos.
This is the most famous sighting, and it's technically considered the first to most people because it was reported before the others. The other people kind of like came out about seeing it after these people did. So on November 15th, which was only 3 days after the gravediggers, there were 2 couples decided to go on a little night drive as like a double date, and just as they were leaving the city limits of Point Pleasant, West Virginia, they saw the body of like a large dead dog on the side of the road, and they were like, huh. They didn't do anything about it, but it becomes important later, so remember, dead dog.
Large dead dog.
Large.
Yes. We ain't talking no chihuahua
No.
up in here. This is a big dog.
Big boy.
Okay.
It's some sandlot dog.
Alright, so the couples went to what was known as the TNT area of Point Pleasant, which is just a abandoned munitions plant from World War II. And it was like a hot spot for all the kids back then. And they saw a figure like around the plant, around the entrance, and it started like moving real weird, and they were like, that kind of looks like a person, but we're not sure. So they drove away.
Okay.
And as they were driving away, they saw what they believed to be the same creature sitting on a nearby hillside. And they described it as a large, gray, flying man with 10-foot wings, gigantic wings.
Wow.
Yeah. And he was at least 7 feet tall, but a lot of people say he's more around 8. So...
Wow.
That doesn't make it any less imposing or terrifying.
Yeah, the extra foot really does it. I know. 7 foot,
Yeah, no.
But 8 feet, hold up.
Yeah, you know, but it does a lot. So their headlights caught the thing's eyes, and they glowed like bright red, and they were huge, and they like were centered like around its chest, and not like on where they think the head should be relative to its body.
Okay.
Are they sure those weren't nipple tassels?
No one has ever suggested that theory, but
this is
more on that later.
Nipple tassels do come into play.
Okay. Mothman
At the nearby strip club.
Oh, yeah.
known to
he's
enjoy
very
it.
attracted by nipple tassels. That's how Mothman hunters try to get him to appear.
They just wear nipple tassels and run through the woods.
Yeah, just shake him about.
Perfect.
So they saw this thing, and they were freaked out by it, so they started driving really fast back toward
That does make sense.
the town. So this thing spread its wings and like levitated into the air. It didn't use its wings to fly up. Like it just jumped, and it was
aesthetic.
Like just up there.
Okay.
That is,
And then it started chasing their car, and they got up to like 100 miles per hour.
Is there was it chasing? Was it flying? Was it like this, or is it levitating? Like, completely upright, just like floating.
Was this a T-pose?
Was the Mothman T-posing, floating through the air forward?
Or was this a Superman like H pose, which is what I like to call it, and horizontally?
No, I believe it was like actually using its wings at that point.
Okay.
And flying after them. But yeah, they got up to 100 miles per hour.
Okay.
So says Roger Scarberry, who was driving the car.
Roger Scarberry.
And it kept up with them fine, not a problem. And they were like, what the fuck is this thing? And then once they got toward the city limits, it stopped following them and just disappeared. They couldn't find it anywhere. But they did notice that the dog they had seen was gone.
Okay. So
they even like stopped the car, they got out, looked for it, because they were like, that was there. We saw that, and now it's not there.
Where was the first sighting? The first one we talked about, the Gravediggers? Was that also in Virginia?
West Virginia, yeah.
Okay. Just
Clendenin. I didn't look up how far away that is from Point Pleasant because
I'll look it up right now.
Research.
We're
But
doing it. Wait, what are the two towns?
Point Pleasant and
Clendenin?
Clendenin.
You're gonna have to spell that out.
Clindenon.
No.
Oh.
Good try.
Good, close.
Was I actually close?
Okay.
All right. Well, okay.
Point Pleasant, what? West Virginia, or is that just normal Virginia?
West Virginia.
I'll take this opportunity to say that I have like an irrational fear of moths, so this story is really giving me the heebie-jeebies right now.
Yeah.
Just want to throw that out there. Moths, for whatever reason, I can't do. I can do almost any other like bug, insect, whatever.
Yeah.
Moths, no.
One flew directly into my mouth once when I was younger, and I haven't been the same since.
I'm the only person in this room who is not afraid of moths.
So you are also afraid of moths?
Yeah.
So
okay.
Point Pleasant,
okay.
West Virginia.
Okay, I'm glad that we're on the same page.
So like one that kind of resembles a man and is gigantic.
What?
Terrifying.
Yeah, no, a little bit. Yeah.
Clendenin?
Clendenin. Here, I'll highlight it.
I'm glad you've never been my co-pilot in a car. You're really slow on the take here.
Denon, West Virginia also?
Yes.
They are an hour away.
Okay.
All right. So
79 miles.
Just
okay.
Put that in perspective.
I mean, if the Mothman can go upwards of 100 miles an hour, it is very likely that it just, just zipped across the town. Yeah.
That would take it about 80, not 80, like 80% of an app.
We understand what you're saying. You need to just stop. We understand. Okay, Benny, continue.
Yeah, just
So, the dog is gone. That's where we are now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dead dog. It was dead before.
It was dead.
The large dead dog.
A big dead dog.
I remembered that part, so I'm glad it all looped. Okay.
Keep remembering, because it's going to be important soon.
The dead dog?
Yeah.
This poor thing, just let it rest.
That dead dog. Let sleeping dogs lie?
Yes.
Ever heard of that, Mothman?
Yeah, except it's like eternally sleeping, so I think it's like doubled.
You're supposed to let it lie even more.
Yeah. It's even more serious this time.
Mm-hmm. Oh my god.
Okay, let's hear it.
Alright, so on the same night, in Salem, West Virginia, which is 90 miles from Point Pleasant.
You knew that one, but
yeah.
Dang.
Well, it happened on the same day, so it's more important.
Oh, okay.
And it was in like the same evening.
Oh.
That this happened. It was around 10:30 p.m. I believe the couples were on their date closer to midnight.
Okay.
Okay, so he would have had time to fly there at 100 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, in Salem, West Virginia, there's a building contractor named Newell Partridge, and around 10:30 p.m. in his house, his television just went black out of nowhere. And there was an unsettling whining sound coming from outside. And he said it sounded like, what are those things?
A large dead dog.
No.
Oh, God.
Like one of them fireworks?
A generator. It sounded like a generator winding itself up.
Okay.
But he didn't have a generator.
Oh, I'm like borderline goosebumped right now.
Yeah. and his TV had like weird patterns flashing across it, and he was like, "What is this?" It was at this time that his hunting dog Bandit started going berserk on the porch, and he was like, "What's going on?" And he like busted outside. He didn't see anything. He grabbed a flashlight. Bandit was sort of facing this barn that he had outside, and so he like put his flashlight over there in that direction, and he saw two giant red eyes moving across his lawn. And it like this man reading like his article and his interview, like he was like, I'm like not scared by much, like I hunt by myself in the dark a lot. And this scared me. He said that like the intensity of the red eyes was like bicycle reflectors.
Oh man.
And Bandit started chasing it.
Oh.
And he tried to call him back, and the dog was just like, no, I have to get after this thing. So he went in to get his gun, and he was too afraid to go back outside. So he slept like with his gun next to him all night. And a couple of days went by, and the news story broke about the couples who had reported their sighting to the police. And when he read the part that they saw the dog, he was like, that has to be Bandit.
Yeah.
Because he never saw Bandit again. He couldn't find him. There was nothing. So Mothman, terrifying. And a lot of the people that have seen him say about the same thing, that he has huge wings. He's about 8 foot tall, giant glowing red eyes.
I'm gonna look up a picture of Mothman.
An artistic rendering.
Yeah, there are quite a few.
There are, yes.
Oh, wow. Don't like any of that.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, a lot of sightings happened over the next few days and like the coming weeks after the main one.
Right.
But a lot of people were like, this has to be a hoax. This can't be real. There were doctors and like experts from West Virginia University that were like, it has to be like this type of heron that's just very large. And spooky. But the thing is, that heron isn't native to the area. Like, at all. It would have had to go very off course for its migration south to end up there. And the same goes with, like, the people were like, oh, maybe it's just a large owl because of the reflective eyes and kind of like its body shape. But also those owls aren't native to that area.
Great horned owl.
Something gigantic.
Those aren't 8 feet tall. Let me tell you that.
And the couple that saw him like in pretty good light said that it just levitated in the air. It didn't have to lift its wings.
That I think that's the scariest part of all of it. It's just like just levitating off the ground. I don't like that.
Yeah.
With no like exertion of energy.
Right.
Just like. Okay, I don't like that at all.
Yeah. People also tried to debunk the sighting, saying that construction workers were making fake Mothman replicas and like using balloons and reflectors. But even if that did happen a couple of times, which was never confirmed, that doesn't explain all of the other ones.
Right.
There are also some odd aspects of it that come to play with the Men in Black. I don't know if you know anything about the Men in Black, but contrary to the movies where they're just guys that hunt aliens in black suits, they're actually considered by most like alien experts to be aliens themselves that come to like watch the human race.
Oh. And
they happen to appear like around odd times. And the woman that...
Hold on. Okay, so you're making a couple of claims here. You're making one, the Men in Black is a real thing. That is a documentary or mockumentary style movie about a real phenomenon? Is that what you're saying? Like the Men in Black is an actual organization of aliens who watch aliens.
I don't know.
But is that what they believe? Like, those people believe that there is an actual organization of Men in Black?
No, it's like separate from the movies, if that's what you're asking.
Okay. Like, it's not...
Like, they're their own alien race, and they appear on Earth to watch humans.
But they are Men in Black suits.
Yes, and they are bald, albino, they have no, like, facial hair at all. They have oddly piercing blue eyes sometimes.
So are these cryptids in themselves?
Yes, they're a different type of cryptid, basically.
Have we transitioned to a new topic, or
no?
Oh, okay.
I see
where this is connected.
Jared just keeps making comments that I have to explain.
Well, what's new? What's new? Jared has something to say all the time.
Black.
Yeah, okay.
I'm over here picturing Will Smith popping out like,
No,
"Where be Mothman,
sir?" So the woman that interviewed the couples after the police report became more known, she was approached by what she believes was a man in black.
Okay.
At her office for the newspaper. She said that a man came in. He doesn't really fit the description as well, but it's still really odd. Like, he came in asking her questions about Mothman, what she thinks he is, what they're going to do about him. So saying that maybe he's a threat. And he was described to be around 5'4", I believe.
Oh, so Jared.
Wow.
It was Jared.
It was actually just me. That was actually me. Sorry. I'm sorry to make any weird cryptid analogies, but
he had odd hands.
I'm just
I
looking.
believe they were larger than they should have been for his body.
Oh, okay.
I mean, no.
And he had like greasy black hair.
Is this Mickey Mouse? New theory.
Really big rounded ears.
Oh my God.
Kind of a point.
Wearing overalls.
No shirt, just overalls.
Red overalls.
Yeah.
No, he was in a black suit with a black tie.
Right, like the Men in Black in the movies, but it's not connected.
But he made her really uncomfortable. Like, when she saw him walk into her office, she had the feeling that she was going to die.
Oh.
Like, her body kicked in. Like,
where was this person?
She's worked for the Point Pleasant newspaper in Point Pleasant, West Virginia. So he was asking her all these weird questions. She was like, I don't know. I just, like, reported on the story. And she just tried to get him to leave. And then he eventually did. And a few days later, she noticed the same man following her while she was walking around downtown.
Oh.
And once she noticed that it was him, he ran around the corner, got into a black car, and it drove off. And she was like, "What's going on?"
I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
So,
not a fan. I want to sleep tonight.
I'm sorry.
Too bad.
But also not sorry, because I think it's really interesting. So, around 1967, sometime in there, the Silver Bridge that connected Point Pleasant, West Virginia, to another town in a state close to it.
Virginia.
Maybe. Maybe not. I don't know. I can't exactly remember. But this bridge collapsed out of nowhere. Like, it was structurally sound. It had been for like, long enough to be like, all right, this is fine. And then it just collapsed out of nowhere, and like 46 people died. It was awful. And before that, there had been Mothman sightings around the bridge. So people associate Mothman with
controlled demolition.
Not quite. They think it's more of like a bad omen, that like something bad is going to happen. There were reports of people seeing him before the attacks on the Twin Towers in 9/11.
It was him.
It was Mothman.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh God! I don't want to say it, but just like, can you just imagine the Mothman, just Superman flying? Okay, we're done. Okay, I just wanted to throw that out there.
Okay, that's a great image to have in your mind.
It's possible.
Okay.
I mean, Mothman melts steel beams? Question mark.
That's what the red eyes are for. It all makes sense.
Actually, it's George W. Bush dressed up in a costume.
As George W. Bush.
He was absolutely alive in 1966 and 67, so
new theory.
I think we've encountered something that will get the FBI on our case at some point.
Or these Men in Black.
Or the Men in Black, I should say.
Oh my gosh, after we post this, are the Men in Black going to come for us?
I hope not.
Yeah, that'd be
really
terrifying.
If you're
for
Will
me.
Smith, I'd love to meet you, but not in this context. Okay.
So
Not controlled demolition. We figured that out.
Okay.
Mothman is not associated with controlled demolition.
Mothman sightings have become more and more scarce as time has gone on. In 2016, there was a reported sighting of him with a video, but as all cryptid videos go, you can't make out anything
Right.
to really say this is what this
It was
is.
just a shape. Or,
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it has been debunked to be like, this is an owl carrying a snake.
Okay.
So, fake, and I was really disappointed to read that. Because I kind of want him to be real, just because he's my favorite cryptid. But if I ever were to meet him, I
Would
would.
you ask for his autograph?
Can you laser beam this piece of paper for me, please?
With your red eyes that are located at
If
your
I'm gonna
nipples.
die, I want to be killed by Mothman
You'll be the first human, like, direct human casualty.
that
And
we
then-
know of.
That we know. Ooh.
He could have gotten hitchhikers.
That's true.
Uh,
Wait,
so
were
then-
they hitchhiking him? Like they saw
I just
him
want to know what
fly
happened
by
to
and they were, like,
what was the dog's name? Bruiser?
Bandit.
Bandit, that's what it was. Yeah. I'd like to that was close. I'd like to know what happened to Bandit, because Bandit,
Well, it's presumably he was the dead dog.
what circumstance,
Oh,
how he led then onto the side of the road,
Right.
specifically,
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah. Interesting.
Of course, the couples didn't stop to look at the dog's carcass.
Yeah.
Before to see how it had died, so we
Right.
don't have any of that information.
Yeah.
We just know that it was a dog. It was on the side of the road, and then it was gone.
Do moths have the proboscis? You know what I'm talking about?
No.
Tobus. the
Proboscis?
the thing that butterflies
Oh,
have.
like a tongue, but not really.
It's a long, like,
I know what you're saying.
sucky thing.
Yeah.
You know?
Real moths do. I don't know if Mothman has one.
We don't know.
Maybe his is retractable.
He's never been seen eating. But
Well, unless he was seen by the person he was eating, potentially, and then they died.
I guess.
Yeah. I don't like that. And also, I looked it up. There's also, for some reason, they put money towards building a Mothman statue in Point Pleasant, West Virginia.
Yes, I was actually going to talk about that. The town of
I'm
Point
sorry.
Pleasant, West Virginia, is famous for Mothman after
That's
these
cool.
sightings, and they have a coffee shop that has Mothman-themed coffees. And
They've
cookies.
monetized his image. That's why he's not coming back. 'Cause
Oh
he's
my
not going to be
God.
scary anymore.
There's a Mothman festival every year that happens in September in Point Pleasant, and I'm determined to go. I want to go so bad.
Also, similarly, they monetized Bigfoot in there's an area of New York. There's a town.
I'm sure, also in Scotland, they do the same thing with Loch Ness. Of course, you know,
You got to.
yeah.
They make the big bucks. They're stars.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Mothman, that's terrifying, and I wish it wasn't real.
Wow.
Do you have any other cryptids for us, or is that all you got?
I could tell you about the Black-Eyed Kids, which is not the Black-Eyed Peas.
Before they were
Similar
famous.
names.
Do you remember? Okay, hold on. Before, I just want to say this. Did you ever watch Sweet Life of Zack and Cody back in the
Yeah.
day? There's an episode where they become friends with this kid who's really rich, and one of them talks about how that kid knew the Black-Eyed Peas when they were just the Pods, and I just remembered that when you were talking
My
about
God.
it.
I don't remember
I
that.
vividly remember that. So, anyways, Black-Eyed Kids, yes, absolutely. Let's hear another round of sleep-depriving fun.
Yeah, this one actually, when I listened to another podcast and they talked about them, it messed me up for a good while.
Okay.
I couldn't sleep for a couple of days.
All
'cause
right.
I was like, oh, they're coming to get me.
Okay, I'm a little... All right, whatever. Let's hear it. I'm ready. I'm not going to look it up myself.
So they're kind of like cryptids, but they're also more of a paranormal / alien type
Okay.
phenomena.
Unlike Mothman, I am completely I've never even heard of these before.
Right.
Mothman I'd heard at some point, but didn't really know much about, so this is new information to me.
Yeah.
I'm ready. Let's do it.
All right. So They resemble children between the ages of 6 and 16.
Okay.
So they appear as human children.
Okay.
As most stories go, they will approach a home. They'll knock on the door.
Like the Girl Scouts.
Like
they're the Girl Scouts. Debunked. All right.
All right. Just kidding.
Okay.
And they'll knock. If you don't answer, they'll start talking to you and be like, "Please let us inside," in like that really creepy, kid way.
Okay.
Please let us inside.
And they won't look at you. They'll look down, so you can't see their eyes.
Okay.
And they will just keep asking you to come in. People that have had experiences with them say that they feel really compelled to open the door. Like that they have to. Like they feel like this is something that they have to do, even if like they know that they shouldn't.
Okay.
So, if you do open the door for them, they'll ask if they can come inside, and they'll say, "Can I use your telegraph?"
Telegraph specifically.
Yes.
Okay.
I haven't read any cases before where they said anything more up to date, like, "Can I use your iPhone?"
Yeah.
To call my parents, but they'll just be like, "Can I use your telegraph?" And if you like deny them to come in, they'll try their damnedest to get into your house. They'll like be like, "We need to talk to our parents. Like, we're lost. Can you help us?" And just guilt trip you about the whole thing.
Wow.
And while you talk to them, you get this overwhelming sense, like with the Men in Black, that you're gonna die.
Okay.
Like, you feel like your life is going to end.
Okay.
And for people that have let them in their house, when they look up at you, their eyes are just pitch black. They don't have any coloring other than black. There's no whites of the eyes. It's just terrifying. Just voids. Empty voids.
Yep. Okay.
And they'll talk to you, and then they'll leave eventually. But people that have let them in their houses have had the same side effects physically as someone with severe radiation poisoning.
Huh.
Yeah. And like a lot of people have
So,
developed
nausea
cancer.
and-
Yeah, they'll get extremely nauseous, terrible headaches, just body aches everywhere.
Wow.
And they can develop cancer. A lot of them have. And then afterward, like, more strange occurrences will happen to them. People have said that their houses have been haunted after the black-eyed kids come to them and they let them inside. So obviously it's best not to let them in.
Right.
But apparently there's something so compelling about them that you feel like you have to. But there have been people that have encountered them and turned them away. And then, like, they would have, like, a weird paranormal experience after, and they would be gone.
Right. So they wouldn't have the, like, radiation sickness and stuff like that.
There have been people that have opened the door for them but didn't let them in their house, but they didn't have any of the radiation side effects or anything like that.
So they hear the knock, they open it, they're like, these freaking series of unfortunate events kids hanging out outside my house.
Yeah.
Like, get the heck out of here. And
Yeah. There's a popular theory that they are aliens trying to mimic humans, and that's why they're like, "Can we use your telegraph?" Because they don't know what they're saying. And they just appear to be human to observe people. But, yeah, it's really weird. No one, like, doctors haven't been able to explain people coming in with just radiation poisoning and have never been around anything that was, like, irradiated enough to give them those side effects.
Right.
Yeah, that's, I don't know. Okay. I don't know.
I have my favorite cryptid. Do you want me to talk about my favorite cryptid?
Absolutely.
Can we just wrap up on the black-eyed kids real quick?
Oh,
Like,
sure.
What do you...
I don't know. It's not as unsettling as the Mothman thing. I feel like this is not real, in my opinion. Like, I don't know.
Hold on, wait a sec. You're more convinced that an 8-foot man
No, I'm not saying I was commenting on like how scared I was of both, but then I have no idea about Mothman. Probably not either, but I'm talking more about the prospect of one or the other existing. The black-eyed kids are not nearly as like scary to me.
Okay, so like if
like,
both existed, you'd rather have an encounter with them than the Mothman. I
mean, in the moment, if one showed up at my door, I'd be like, oh my god, yes, like absolutely, I'd be terrified, but more so with the Mothman because I hate moths.
So you'd be doubly,
Yes. So that's that's my 2 cents.
I honestly, I've never felt like compelled to do something like that, but I feel like I could probably open a door and be like, that's a weird ass kid, and then shut the door, or be like, buddy, and like hand him my cell phone without letting him in my house. I think that's the problem with them now. Can I use your telegraph? And I'm like, the fuck? And I'll hand them my cell phone, and they'll be like, what is this telegraph? Like
electronic.
We've defeated the whole.
They're so confused.
They're just out of date to the point they need to be updated so that they can like.
They would be much more terrifying, I think, if they were like, "Yeah, can I use your iPhone 6s Plus, please?"
Like, specifically, I don't have.
How did you know I have that kind of phone?
Can I use your Samsung Galaxy S3, please?
Second edition, whatever.
See,
you got games on your phone.
They just play Doodle Jump for like 4 hours.
Show up at your door. I want to play Angry Birds. Do you have Angry Birds?
And then
yes.
Yeah, I still have it downloaded. Then here you go, and that's it. That's the whole. Has the theory been broached of them being robots?
Not that I've seen.
Hear me out. Robots powered by a nuclear battery. So they're like an android powered by an extremely radioactive battery that causes radiation.
What are they going around for? Like, what is their purpose? At least with aliens, we understand that like they want to like get some more information
what
on
if
us.
It's aliens making the robots?
So that means.
So it's aliens and robots, is what you're saying.
I'm saying there are aliens that are creating these robots that look like humans.
So they know how to make robots with radiation-powered cores, nuclear-powered cores, whatever you're saying, but they can't figure out to not say telegraph anymore.
I don't know.
Yes. That's what you're saying.
Okay, but what you're saying is there are shape-shifting aliens that turn into little kids specifically.
Benny said that! I didn't say that! I didn't even corroborate it!
To say that I don't want to believe that these things are real, it's just sometimes I get a little spooked and paranoid about it. So it's like, I don't want to believe this. Like, I know it's probably a lot of baloney. But, it's still scary to think about. Like, if this ever happened to you...
Right. That'd be a spook fest.
Oh, yeah. I'd never sleep again. I'd have to move houses.
Yeah, that's fair. Maybe you wouldn't get radiation sickness if you moved.
Okay.
They get the radiation from the contact.
Do they touch the kid?
They don't have to have the radiation.
I mean, you don't have to come in contact with someone.
Can they get arrested for touching a black-eyed kid?
I don't know that black-eyed kids are protected under the United States laws. If they are, then that means that they're created by the government, and that's a whole other conspiracy.
Oh, no.
Government robots.
Oh
okay.
God.
They're government robots.
We've already fallen down the rabbit hole of having eyes on us. We need to, like... think about what we're doing right now. What is your favorite cryptid?
Please share.
So this is either a
My favorite cryptid is...
You don't even have a favorite
cryptid. I don't have a favorite cryptid.
No, what's your favorite cryptid? And then as Jared starts to talk, my favorite cryptid.
Okay. Let's hear it, Jared.
So here's the thing. I don't know if this is a cryptid or paranormal. I've shown you this, and you had not seen these. The night.
Oh, fuck those.
What is it? What is it?
Oh,
God. They're called night crawlers.
Okay.
Not like the superhero from the X-Men.
No, that would be very cool if there were just a bunch of those dudes running around. Sick.
These are not cool. I have a video that I'm going to show you.
Oh.
Benny has seen this video. It is very unsettling. But the night crawlers, they basically the original sighting is this video. This is the first ever report of them. like that was written down, and it was just these ghostly, but like tangible figures. They don't look like a see-through at all. Like they are whole, and they appear to be just 2 legs with like a head.
Okay.
I'm gonna show you.
Okay,
this
hold
video.
on. So before I play this, for those that are listening all the way through, I'll find the link for that and I'll put it in the description so you can watch along with me.
You don't want to do it if you're easily afraid of things and stuff like this bothers you easily.
This will probably bother me.
So this is on a security camera from it looks like 2011.
Okay.
This is like a newer cryptid. 2011.
My palms are getting sweaty. They're like literally like
these
glistening.
are really so this was
that.
at like 2 a.m, which is around when they're commonly seen.
Okay.
But this is, I think it's a cryptid. Like, I like to believe this is a beat, like an actual thing, not like a spirit, because I don't know.
Is this gonna make me want to like not flush the toilet anymore, or like is it one of those?
I don't know why you would connect those.
I'm saying because like that's when you're a kid, if you're scared of something or whatever, you don't like like you're scared of toilet flushing. It's a joke. It's a joke.
I see.
I thought you of all people would understand that.
Well, okay, sure. Hey, I'm just gonna show you this video.
Okay, all right. How long is it?
It's not very long, but that's the cryptid.
Okay.
The night crawler. I think there's a second one.
This is 2007.
Oh, does it?
Fresno, California.
Yeah, and so they're these like white figures, and they walk really like creepily. They have 2 long legs and just a head like shape on top of that.
Okay.
And they kind of like bounce as they step a little bit. And it looks like the epitome of someone putting their arms down their sweatpants and then like walking as quickly and slowly as they can. And so this security footage, there's like multiple like that's the most famous one, but there has been another video of like similar beings from like
that
a
is
different
so
angle.
odd.
And I love them.
This is one of the weird. Like, I am strangely not very unsettled by this. I don't know why.
I like them. They're my favorite because I like them, but they are kind of like weird. It's like definitely just like, huh?
I just know if I ever saw anything like that coming at me, I would shit my pants immediately.
I mean, yes, like I would also, but like the footage isn't.
They do not. The thing is, like, unlike a lot of other cryptids and things like that, they don't appear to interact at all with people. Like, no one's ever seen them like going like chasing anyone. Like, if someone got chased by that would be like like I would poop my pants, which would make me get caught. And I don't know what they would do, but like every sighting of them is just them meandering, just like slowly walking.
Yeah.
I will give them that they look like they have impeccable fashion sense and that they're just wearing really flowy bell bottoms,
but without a like upper body.
Yeah.
It's yeah. I mean, it's not. This also isn't that bad. It's weird, but like also like given like what I said with the other ones, if I saw those things, I would literally, I would probably just let myself get killed. I wouldn't even try to run.
Honestly,
because then like the fright of trying,
longer.
the fright of trying to outrun them, I hate getting chased. I hate that feeling, like, or if you get like caught in a game of tag and you're trying to outrun that person, I hate that. Some people love it. I don't.
No.
I absolutely don't. So if something like that is chasing me, I would just put myself on the ground and just say, "Eat me." Stomp on me, whatever needs to happen for this to end right now. Do it. I will.
They just
they
stopped while they were standing over you and just beat you to death, like with the top part
head.
of where their
they
head is.
flopped their arms on me or whatever.
Yeah, I love them.
Yeah, so that
they're known as like the Fresno night crawlers.
Weird stuff, but like it's hard for me to believe things like anything like this nowadays because I mean even back in the day. Like it's easy to create hoaxes.
Oh yeah.
Like to alter footage to make it look real.
Like
people
now.
like people will make it a fake like movie trailer and people will fall for it.
Mm-hmm,
You know what I mean? So it's like how I don't know. I'm not convinced either way that like things like this do exist.
My thing is, like, we would have actual evidence.
Like, you know how many, like, we've have this laundry list of all these different, like, legends and whatever, but, like, we have yet to actually, like, document any of them, like, for fact that it exists.
Right. People have literally scanned, like, the entirety of the Loch Ness and never found Nessie.
Yeah.
Like, at some point, I have to believe, like, they would have found this huge-ass dino thing at, like, just, they would have. They've literally gone and done, like, exact, like, every inch of that. They have looked in that lock and never found Nessie. And I'm like, okay, either Nessie has the ability to go invisible, which I strongly doubt, because people are just like, no, Nessie's just a dino. Or Nessie isn't there.
Yeah.
And then things like Bigfoot. Like, we would have an actual picture of Bigfoot by now.
Yeah.
Like, you know how many nature cameras are just set up around, like, national parks? Like, so many. Like, we would have caught a picture. Unless he's extremely intelligent and careful all the time.
Yeah.
Like, we're not talking a big, clumsy Bigfoot. We're talking this Bigfoot
is like learned. A
certifiable genius. Like, he has learned and plotted the pathways he can take to avoid cameras. Like, he somehow has... Like, any time someone's actually taken a picture of him, he has gone into their camera and deleted those pictures. Like, all the people who claim, like, I saw him, and they're like, do you have pictures? And they're like, I think so, and then there's not any. Like, he has to, like, there's just no way.
And it's funny to think, like, I don't doubt, there's probably been, like, TV shows made about this, but, like, people dedicate their lives to trying to find these things.
Yeah.
Setting up their cameras every single night, etc.
It's called cryptozoology. It's
really?
It's a thing.
Yeah.
And some places I think you can get a degree for it, actually.
There's a museum. I went to the like National Cryptozoology Museum. It is 2 rooms.
Where's that located?
In New England.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like either in Mass or New Hampshire or something.
Let's go. Oh my god.
It's very small. It's like literally 2 of these rooms.
Amazing.
That is the national.
Well, there's a Mothman museum that's just like 1 room of just Mothman stuff.
Memorabilia. Like, half of the crypto stuff is...
What kind of memorabilia doesn't exist? Here's this T-shirt we printed. You fell for it. Here's this hat we made. Here are these
movie. They have movie props from the Mothman movie.
It looks like it's located in Portland, Maine.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
So that's where... I've been to Portland before.
Yeah.
Not for that.
I didn't go for that. We literally walked by, and we were like, wait, there's a museum.
I was there for...
And we were like, well, and then we went in, and then we were like, wow, this was disappointing. It's very small.
Did they charge you admission? Of course
it's
they did.
Like a $5 admission or something like that.
Yeah. Well, okay, so what does our cryptid expert think about, like, our, like, not us not being very convinced that these things exist? Like, what are your thoughts?
Well, I can't say, like, I believe these things exist.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like, if they did, it would be both cool and terrifying.
Yeah.
But I also believe, like, you can't be solid, like, concrete, because there's no, like, concrete evidence of these things.
Yeah.
And a lot of sightings of most cryptids have been debunked, like, as other things, or people just pranking each other.
Mm-hmm. So,
yeah, I don't know. Like, part of me is like, Mothman is real.
You want to believe.
I want to believe.
You want to believe, but if these things
don't want to.
If they were ever found to be real, we would live in fear every day.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
and also tourism in West Virginia would plummet, or wherever it's found.
Grow.
Depending on the person, I would never go there.
Well, plenty of other people go to actually hunt out Mothman.
Yeah. But what would happen if we found him? Like,
well, you either die or you live and no one believes you.
Here's my
How could you take that thing alive? That would just not happen.
What do you... He's an 8-foot man.
With wings.
How do you take
that can just
LeBron
jump.
James a lot, like, or not alive, but you like.
I don't
Easily.
think LeBron
If
James
you put-
can just levitate.
Yeah, but like you
Yes,
know,
he can. Have you seen him play?
according to what I know of Mothman, he has not been proven to have any sort of resilience to bullets or tranquilizer darts. Like, there are things that move at 100 miles an hour that people can hit with guns. Like, they can...
Like a car.
Yeah, like, it can be done. They can, like, oh, he's moving at 100 miles an hour, I'll aim this far ahead so that he collides with it. Like, someone could straight up snipe Mothman's head, blast it over a tree, and then, like, go and be like, it was my friend Drake who,
Just runs real fast.
just goes,
Sorry, Drake.
shucks.
That actually... when
This
you
never
say
happened.
it, like, someone could shoot him. Reminds me of, I think they're called the Green People of Kentucky.
Oh, okay.
So, one from the homeland.
Oh,
For
yeah.
me,
Let's go.
The green people. Are they just, like, really good environmentalists?
I wish.
That would be a cryptid in Kentucky, wouldn't it?
Decent citizens? Yeah.
Someone who wants, like, solar energy.
Well, we've lost our Kentucky fan base, so thanks for
Don't
that.
worry, we got all the Montana folks out here. We out here.
I have a feeling Kentucky has more people than Montana in population.
That's probably true. Green people of Kentucky. We're bringing it up.
There's also the Blue People of Kentucky, which is, like, actual people that were just really incestuous. So, like, their skin was actually blue because there was some sort of odd thing in their
Is that
genes.
what happened to Avatar?
Yes.
Ah.
It's been proven.
Or
Okay.
the Blue Man Group? Is the blue? Are you sure that wasn't just the Blue Man Group living in Kentucky?
No, I'm not sure. So, you know.
Debunks.
Alright, so
Okay, green people.
this happened in Kelly, Kentucky in 1955.
Okay.
I don't know where that is personally. I don't think it's very near to me.
Kelly, Kentucky.
Oh, it's actually not far from me at all.
Oh, dang, you could visit Kelly and see all these green folks.
It's just outside of a place called Hopkinsville, which is not a place to go.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So, this was in 1955, which of course, the 50s, people went nuts over alien things.
Yep.
Um,
Yes, indeed.
Absolutely.
Yeah, then there's this family that said one night, while they were just having a good old get together for dinner,
Little barbecue.
there was a UFO sort of incident. They saw this thing in the sky. They were like, "What is that?" They were just like, maybe it's a plane," but apparently it wasn't. And out of nowhere, a bunch of these little green men started coming out.
Oh,
of the
no.
woods.
Oh, no.
And I will find you a picture. This is a
What?
a real life sketch of what they look like. And honestly, they're
Excuse me?
kind of cute. I'm not gonna lie. They look like Pokemon.
That is adorable.
That looks like a Pokemon.
That looks like a gremlin.
All right.
But yeah, they came up to about their waist, and instead of trying to be like, "Hey guys, what's up?" this family just got a bunch of guns and started shooting them, and they like levitated toward them real fast, and there were like hundreds of them coming from all directions of the house. It was like that episode in The Walking Dead when they're in Herschel's farm, and like all the walkers are coming around.
That was an earlier episode, so I remember that one.
Season 2. It was like that, but with like small green alien men that have really long arms
Wow.
and glowy eyes.
So
it's Danny Phantom.
So Danny
They
Phantom
didn't have bleach white
slash
hair.
Danny Phantom times exponential amounts.
So hold on, wait. So
coming from the sky.
these little green, these flying through the air like a big dumb goblin, little alien things. Those things, hundreds.
Yeah,
Did they kill some?
they killed some.
And
What
did they
happened?
have-
Blood was shed.
Did they have
The
those?
strangest things happened.
Okay.
they barricaded themselves in the house, as one does when they're being attacked by many alien men.
Hundreds. How do you know they're men?
That's besides the point.
All out post.
Alien people. Sorry.
Thank you.
And they were like, maybe eventually they'll go away. So they could hear them scratching at the house, trying to get in. And they were like, well, we'll just wait them out.
They didn't call the police? Why would they think, let's just handle this on ourselves?
Because it's
on
Kentucky.
our own.
People don't trust the police in Kentucky. They're like, I got my own guns. It's fine. Why call another man to do the same job?
So
yeah, so
like one line.
So
it's busy.
They actually, I think they did try to call the police, but something was going on with their electricity and they couldn't. But
the aliens cut it.
The aliens cut the phone lines. They were like, coming for you.
Fuck.
But the next day, like when they were gone, they went outside. All the bodies were gone.
Okay.
It's almost like they might be an intelligent race who, like, values their dead.
But if this house had neighbors, you don't think that their neighbors would call the police and be like, hey, there's a literal firefight happening next door. Come check this out.
Well, I think they're pretty far from other people.
I mean,
farm.
yeah.
It's not really like a... Hopkinsville isn't really a ville. It's kind of just...
like
an area
houses.
where houses are slightly
rural.
closer to each other than others.
Okay, all right, that's fair.
What I'm picturing in my head is one of those like farms where like you look out and do not see another
I
house
also
yet.
that's what is now in my head.
And so then even if their neighbor was close enough to hear the gunshots, they'd be like, oh, they're shooting cans again.
Yeah, they're just having fun.
Woo!
So yeah, that's those boys.
The Green Men.
Okay. I think that's the most... I don't know. I want to say far-fetched, but I can't say that.
If I was doing that, I would not use a gun because I'm a real man, and I would use a baseball bat because I think it would be fucking hilarious to just like, just like hit one of these like flying green alien men in the head. Well, because like they're levitating at me, like, oh, I'm gonna get you, and I'm just like, wham, and just like wreck one. You know?
For some reason, I imagine them to have Willem Dafoe's voice
and face.
Yeah,
probably.
And they're just small green Willem Dafoes.
Willem Dafoe single-handedly assaulted a house in Kentucky.
Apparently, this family basically saved the Earth.
Wow.
From invasion because we haven't seen them since.
Yeah, maybe the few that were survived reported back like, this is not worth it.
Don't just stop. Just get out of here.
You're like, that was one house. Can you imagine if that's her other houses like that?
Wiped out half of our forces. It was one man with a shotgun.
The bullets spread. We didn't think of that. We have lasers. They go one place. They shot like 8 of us at once. How are we supposed to handle this?
Oh my god.
See, I don't get... See, the one thing I have... The problem I have with that is, like, they think they're so special that the aliens all came towards their house. It wasn't like they were coming in a wave past their house. It was like all of them came out to only their house. Like they think they're so special that the aliens invaded and went to one house and then left forever. Like, they're like, yeah. Well,
like, fuck this, yo. I'm out of here.
Like, like with every other cryptid, there's like other people who are like, yeah, I've seen it. Like, and so you're like unique to have seen them, but like with this, they're the only people. They think they're so special that the aliens invaded the planet, went to one house, left forever, and it was because they shot them. This ain't no Independence Day. You are not Will Smith.
Why is Will Smith in so many alien movies? I think that's the real question.
Because he's an actual Man in Black.
He's trying to cover it up by
Men in Black
hiding
are
in plain
aliens
sight
themselves, and they are white.
That's racist.
It absolutely is not.
Can't believe you'd say something like that.
Wow.
Oh my god. I'm sorry, Will Smith, if you actually are a Man in Black.
Who is white. I think it was actually a typo. It just was supposed to say "man is black." That's the title originally, and then someone put in, and they were like, "Well, fuck."
Oh my God.
Got released to thousands of different distributors, and they're like, "Well, shucks."
Oh God.
I think something we should do with Benny as a future guest would be paranormal stuff. I know
Well, unfortunately, this is your
Absolutely.
first and only run.
wow.
Yeah, executive decision.
This
This is not nearly as interesting as I hoped it would be.
Wow. Okay.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Damn.
Wow.
I'm just kidding.
I
This-
liked it.
Thank you, Jared.
And as I do have a 50% stake in the
You do not.
the what do you mean towers? I will mortgage one of our towers, dude. What are you gonna do then? I'm gonna mortgage the bottom one. You can't even get to. They go vertical. By the way,
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
there's a Whole
tower.
Foods. And
Whole
there's a Whole Foods in our
there
towers.
is. It's next to a McDonald's, and none of them serve beverages.
Yes. Yeah, you have to go elsewhere to obtain water or any other.
Any other liquid of the drinkable
I'm
sort.
gonna open a lemonade stand outside of your tower.
You'll make bank.
They'll make a lot of money because
We don't serve beverages.
we don't believe in beverages here.
Tracy from Montana is deathly afraid of beverages. She only consumes liquids intravenously.
Good
God.
stuff. Okay, well,
That
you
was-
think it's time to wrap
That's
it
a
up?
good wrap-up spot.
Yeah, we're at the roughly hour point where we usually hit. So,
That's good.
that was mildly terrifying. Some of that,
You're welcome.
but I enjoyed it thoroughly.
Yeah, it was fun.
It was nice branching off from our typical
That is, yeah.
genre topic. Yeah, but in all seriousness, you are not coming back to the show.
Oh my God.
Wow. This guy. Who do you think you are?
Open a lemonade stand, see what happens.
Running around leaving scars.
Okay.
I'm just saying, if you have a paranormal episode, I have to be here for at least part of it because
You have a story
I have many a story,
of like personal experience.
personal experiences.
We
Well,
should do-
no,
yeah.
like yes, I would love to have you for that, and you're leaving this one on a good cliffhanger
Yeah,
because
paranormal
we'll
stuff.
revisit that in short time, I'm sure. So
That's my...
That wasn't a sound effect. I just want all of you to know that was just Jared going ooh for a few seconds.
Yeah, just in case you got confused.
some good voice
You
acting.
don't have
out
a
there.
soundboard.
Yes.
I'm just that talented.
Okay. Yeah. So that's pretty much it. Do you have any closing remarks?
We usually do like what are we doing in the future?
We're gonna have at least
Halo.
one episode of Halo this week, and
The stream.
hopefully a stream, and hopefully a podcast. I'm leaving this weekend. I'm
Right.
leaving Jared behind, so we'll figure out what
Yes,
we're doing
yes.
in that respect.
I'll be alone in the towers. I'll
Yeah.
be hitting the books, starting construction on our third tower.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it'll be good.
Okay. You have any closing remarks, Benny?
No, thank you for having me.
Of
I really
course.
appreciate it. I've been trying to like wiggle my way in here
Yeah.
for quite a while.
Yep.
So
Like the night crawlers,
Yes.
kind of wriggle.
It just looks like a Hershey's Kiss wrapper that got cut down the middle.
Oh
That's,
my
that's
God.
all they are.
if I ever move like that, shoot me.
if I ever see you moving like a night crawler,
If you ever come from a
From
ship in the
Fresno.
sky, like a big pizza pie,
That's
amore.
amore.
that's amore. Okay. That's it. That's it
all.
for us, I
That's all,
believe.
folks.
Thank
Is
y'all.
that copyrighted?
No, don't say that anymore, though.
That's all, folks.
Okay. Goodbye.
Bye.